Welcome back, everybody, to another Appreciating Comic Book Art series. I was digging through my collection the other day, getting ready for, I think it was the Rob Liefeld live show that we did last Tuesday, and I came across a bunch of stuff that I forgot I had. One of the things was this EBASS sketchbook, which I don't know where I got it from. I thought maybe a convention, but I don't know. It doesn't have like any wizard insignia or anything on it like that. So maybe I just picked it up from my local comic book store. I don't know. But for those that don't know, EBASS was one of the artists that came up through Top Cow. Very talented dude. Nowadays, you can kind of catch him drawing a lot of AAT covers and commissions. Fantastic artist. Draws the ladies incredible. Probably one of the best artists at drawing really attractive women. And which makes a lot of sense, seeing where he came from, the same place that produced like Michael Turner. You're learning under the guise of Mark Silvestri, one of the best artists when it comes to drawing beautiful people. So anyway, I was like, man, this is really cool. I forgot I had this. So I started flipping through it and I was like, man, I really want to show everybody this. So it's got a really cool forward here by Mark Silvestri himself, just kind of talking about Eric Basildua, which I don't even know if I pronounced that right. I just call him EBASS because that's the best way to do it. So if this, I don't know if I get this focused. If you can pause this, and you get a chance to pause this, read it. It's cool little write up. I like stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, we just get a really cool look um, at just kind of how his art has kind of transitioned. This was a wizard contest that he entered, featuring Matt Hawkins' character. He said he penciled, inked, and colored it himself. Not even an honorable mention. It's one of the rare appearances of my old signature. Yeah, that's crazy. Because I mean, he's got one of the more iconic signatures. This EBASS right there, which I mean, I remember that. That was one of the things. Important, guys. If you're an artist, it's important to have a signature that's going to stand out uh, for the test of time. So anyway, there it is. So we're just gonna bounce through here and just take a quick look at some of the stuff. It's just gorgeous art. You have very clean lines. Not a lot of like cross hatching that he does. He's just a very clean artist, but the way he draws is very three-dimensional, right? Like it looks like it's popping off the page. The way he handles his line weight. And I would say like stuff like this, like older school. You can see some rendering down here. Very much the darkness style. I mean, man, this dude. I wish that he had kind of stuck with doing this style of work for Top Cow. He did some like Hunter Killer stuff after Silvestri left the book. And I mean, this guy really could have been the heir apparent to Mark Silvestri, taking the place of like Michael Turner after Turner was going off to superstardom. Like this guy could have been it, in my opinion. He was probably one of the better artists besides like Turner and Finch at Top Cow. I mean, just look at the detail there. There's some Hunter Killer stuff. Very Silvestri influenced. Like most stuff at Top Cow was, but still had his own appeal. He was like much cleaner than Silvestri with his line art, but he really got the tech down. I mean, that's straight up like the kind of tech you would see Silvestri draw. Which I mean, if you're gonna take over a book that Mark was doing, you better do that. Like stuff like this. I mean, you just at a glance you could kind of mistake it for Silvestri back in the day. He kind of bounced out of stuff. He developed his own kind of stuff going forward, his own style. It wasn't so heavily Top Cow Silvestri after a while, but just regardless, the natural talent that this dude had was simply amazing. I mean, like that Hulk is awesome. That Wolverine is cool. Really cool process here. The different layouts he had for this cover. The final inks. And then the colors just look like he who inked him on that? TW. Yeah, but this is, this is where he has made his cheddar over the years, is drawing the ladies. And you can see why. He's great at the female form. You know, all his female faces kind of look the same. I know it's people kind of get on artists about that, like J. Scott Campbell. A lot of Michael Turner's faces were the same. But in my opinion, if they look attractive, then I'm fine with that. I don't get too much into critiquing an artist, separating the female face. I mean, you got hairstyles, and you can tell what a character is. I'm not going to get too critical of that of other artists. Like, if you draw a very attractive female, a very attractive form, then I'm fine. And that's, you don't get much better than that. Some various sketches here from, I'm assuming, his time at Top Cow. It's very cool to see different figure treatments. Looks like you have some cover layouts here. Yeah, it looks like you got Wolverine, Witchblade stuff. So the various layouts he did, and then what he settled on. Yeah, I like this, but I think actually I like that the best. I think that would have been the cooler, in my opinion. Very good at drawing clothes. This was cool about the, especially Image in the 90s. You got away from the tights a lot. I started getting more into, the gear and what characters would wear. And I think that was one of the things that when I was a younger man in the 90s that really drew me into drawing. Like the tights were cool, but like adding all this kind of stuff on here, all this gear, all these straps, it doesn't matter if it was realistic, right? It just looked cool. And that's the kind of thing that, we talk about with John Malin when he's on the show. And Dan Fraga is like, just make it look cool. That's what comics are about, making it look cool. I don't care if it's realistic, because comic books aren't realistic. Yeah, it's just an awesome shot right there. I mean, everybody did the Janet Jackson kind of rip off there. I think J. Scott Campbell did it. I want to say with Gen 13. But I mean, why not? It's one of the cooler, sexier shots that you could do. Especially with a character like the Witchblade. It works very well. So, yeah, that was it though. I mean, just real quick, I thought this was really cool. I forgot I had it. I'm glad that I found it. It's really cool to study artists' work like that in the raw form and in their sketchbooks. Sketchbooks, to me, I like to collect as many of them as I can. That's probably why I've got so many that I just forgot, because I'd see it on a shelf or at a con and I'd pick it up and take it home. But all right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Looking at EBASS' sketchbook from 2006. Very cool, very cool. If you like this channel, please hit the like, subscribe, and share this out. I really appreciate it. Until next time, y'all have a good one. Peace.